coming out strong and fast on Fuck Money Friday. It is the 98th edition, just 2 episodes away from the legendary episode 100 coming soon. We are on a various level of platforms. See, I told you that intro wasn't going to be as good as the first one. Welcome to the Slamcast. Again, I am your host, Brandon Liggan. This is the two-man booth, Nick Horaceck, on the ones and the twos.
Yep, I got to go work in a few hours, so
we're trying to hammer it out. Trying to quick like a Monday night raw writing session. We're like, the deadline is quickly approaching. We're trying to hammer out that C segment.
Yeah, trying to rewrite the entire show.
Yeah, basically. We do have a little bit of business to get through first. Our heartfelt condolences go out to the family of former WWE manager Frenchie Martin, who passed away this morning, actually, I think it was. Or that's when the announcement came through. But if you remember watching wrestling in the 80s, you definitely remember Frenchie Martin as the manager of the Rougeaus. I mean, a part of a vast array of colorful characters in the 80s, and he will be certainly missed. So our condolences go out to Mr. Gagne's family in this truly sad time. But as one life ends, a news on a new life continues when the details are emerging hot and heavy. This is very, very, media-friendly pregnancy. Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella announced the sex of their child will be a girl via the WWE Network and their Instagram. So for those of you looking for the next generation of the Yes Movement, might have to temper your expectations or wait just a little while. But we wish Brian and Brie the best in their time of great joy for them. So we hope everybody's happy and healthy, and I'm almost 99% positive that this will be exploited for a reality TV show. Some point in time.
Yeah.
Some point in time. This smacks. And I'm hoping, forgot to turn my phone off. Forgot to put my phone on mute. Thank you very much, ESPN, for reminding me Tyler Eifert will be questionable. Thank you very much. He's been questionable the entire season. So, yeah, this whole thing just kind of smacks of an E-Network WWE collaboration. Not them wanting to have a child, but the timing of which, reality show spinoff.
We already have Total Bellas. We don't need one.
Spinoff to a spinoff.
Yeah.
I mean, growing up Bella.
Oh God.
Brian knows best. Like, I mean, anyway.
It's supposed to be a hell of a lot better than Hogan knows best, I'll tell you that much.
Well, I mean, they're really setting a low bar there. really setting the bar kind of low. As long as, any of Daniel Bryan's children or Brie Bella's children aren't, culpable in someone's death, I think...
paralysis.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, yeah, paralysis. Sorry. They kind of didn't die. Excuse me. Sorry. All right, anyway. WWE announced 3 major signings from across the pond, strengthening their European fan base, or giving them, strengthening the European contingent of their locker room and giving the European fan base something to cheer for. Big Damo, Crazy Mary Dobson, and the third one, Nicholas, is escaping me. Tommy End.
Yeah, so.
A lot of people were assuming Crazy Mary Dobson is going to be the much rumored Sister Abigail character that's going to be added to the Wyatt family. I mean, I think that's too easy. I also honestly believe that they're going to pull like a weird higher power thing, and it was going to be Eva Marie. Like, I honestly think they're going to do that. I think they're going to, man. I really do. have that much invested in this girl at this point in time that this is the last Hail Mary attempt. If this doesn't work, they'll cut the ties and she'll, go on and have a very lucrative modeling career and reality TV show spin-off.
Career?
I mean, one can only hope. But, anyway,
and at least Eva Marie wouldn't be as much of a train wreck as China ended up being.
Big Damo. I mean, I think he fits a lot of the WWE guy mold. Big, strong. We'll be waiting to see if he could, come up with a character that connects with a U.S. audience, or literally just does the same stuff that he's done on the UK indies. To get over and see to what extent it works. That's going to be the true test for all these guys to see if they can adapt now to the WWE system, because what they did in the UK and on the independents got them in the door. Now it's about what they do after that really matters.
Here, yeah.
Now that they're here, now that they're actually a part of the company.
I mean, there is, a lot of guys that can really adapt. Shinsuke Nakamura is one of them. He came right from New Japan and was just instantly over. There's several guys that can do that. It's just going to be a question if these guys can.
Well, I think in Nakamura's case, it was a little different because Nakamura has that level of personality, and Nakamura had been over here in capacities before. Like, he'd been done American TV for ROH. For like a couple of years.
Right, he had matches with the likes of Kevin Steen.
Yeah. So he was used to the audience, and the WWE system, I'm sure, isn't really inherently all that different from the New Japan system, business-wise, and how things are handled internally. So,
all right.
I mean, apart from, the WWE doesn't have a dojo, which I would fucking talk about reality TV shows to live together. Put all the current level WWE talent and have them have to do the New Japan system, live in a dojo, travel together. That's your reality TV show waiting to happen right there, folks. NXT house right there.
Oh, jeez.
Market, bro.
I'd pay to see that.
That's worth your $9.99, man. That's worth your $9.99. Did you hear about? You totally segued WWE Network segue. Did you hear about that they're introducing the pricing platform? Did we talk about that last week?
I don't know if we did. Yeah, I think that was. Yeah,
WWE has at least floated the possibility now of exploring a pricing tiered platform to the WWE Network, and that would include a free option where you would get, essentially it reminds me a little bit of Hulu. There is a Hulu for free. You just don't get to watch a whole hell of a lot.
Right.
I think you might you watch some original stuff, some stuff, but mostly it's just clips and, little 5-10 minute video segments. Then there's the standard, or there's a tier.
$5.
Sorry. Yeah, there's a tier under that, which is full access to the tape library and all that other stuff, but then you only get the big 4 network specials: WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series.
Right.
I'm feeling I'm missing some. WrestleMania, SummerSlam. I said them all right. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Mania. Yep.
Then there's the entry level $9.99 one, which gets you
pretty much what
everything,
you have now.
Pretty much what you have now, everything you have now. And then a deluxe package on top of that, which will have other special, stuff that you can't read. I'm intrigued to see what they would offer for a higher price package, because again, if you're talking to two people or listening to two people that do a wrestling podcast, we are WWE super fans. We are at least somewhat intrigued in what this $14.99 platform has to offer. If it is first run WWE, the DVD specials, the content first available on the network, you may have just gotten $4.5 extra bucks out of me, WWE, because that's a solid platform.
Yep.
But we shall see what that does.
It
was
like a fan
survey.
Council. Yeah, and
it was a survey. It was an exploratory research.
Right. And it was
to see what the reaction would be.
Right. And like on that list, like would it in the $15 plan would include stuff like maybe like Ring of Honor, Evolve.
Ring of Honor, other wrestling content from other thing. Okay.
I mean, they already have a working relationship with Evolve, so that wouldn't be that far of a stretch, I would think.
No, and I would like, I've always liked to see that. I would like to see the WWE Network kind of become that, like a wrestling streaming video platform for not more than just the WWE, because it is World Wrestling Entertainment.
Right.
World Wrestling Entertainment.
Yes.
Ring of Honor on the WWE Network. Could you imagine that?
Oh, gee. See, that'd be worth it. That'd make it a hell of a lot easier for me to try and keep up with Ring of Honor. I think the last... Instead of having to wait and
torrent it or wait for streaming
or if I could ever
streams.
Yeah, get around to it. Yeah.
It is on YouTube. I think they do put some of the stuff on YouTube, but it's like... not the whole show. Right, it's like only certain matches.
Like a highlight match or whatever. I think like the last full show I had watched was the one where it was Silas Young and Dalton Castle in Fight Without Honor. That was the main event, and that was a damn good match too. So.
It's been a while. It's been a while since I have watched a full Ring of Honor. I mean, I've watched matches from shows, but it has been a while since I watched a full Ring of Honor tape. Probably since the tapings that me and Burr went to was the last time that I went, because I was watching full ones to see if we were on camera.
Mm. Yeah, and you were completely enthralled by Maria's ass.
I mean, there was definitely probably, if I was on camera, would have been shots of me looking at that. Anyway. Yeah, as he says, trying to segue on to something less creepy. The Mickey and Mallory Knox of professional wrestling, their story just keeps on getting stranger and stranger because video came out over the weekend of Alberto Del Rio's appearance at the WWN show in Puerto Rico, 40th anniversary show, which is Carlos Colon's promotion, for those of you who are the uninitiated.
Where he still tapes up his turnbuckles?
Where he still tapes up his turnbuckles like it's 1970.
I mean, come on, Carlos, come on.
You're a WWE Hall of Famer. Your kids can almost certainly send you home the money to afford turnbuckles. Your kids can probably send you used WWE turnbuckles to all you gotta do is just tape up the WWE logo or just put the N next to it. It's not that different. Anyway, there was video surfaced of Paige proposing to Alberto Del Rio after the match. Now, it came out later that he's still married. Our GFOP Michael Burhan noted when he went through something similar. You kind of want to wait till you're officially married or not married to propose to somebody. But I mean, look, these are two people that are very clearly happy with each other, and if these stories are true that the WWE is trying to separate them because they feel that he's a negative influence on her, I think this is one instance where WWE should back off, because Paige and Alberto Del Rio very clearly seem to be that couple that cannot keep their hands off of each other in public.
Yeah.
I've seen this happen before, and almost certainly those couples end up together. It's like a 70-30 chance that it ends up being a train wreck at some point in time, but most part, maybe it's okay. Sorry, maybe it might be a 1 in 3. Couples that end up like that are complete train wreck. But they should some back off this one.
I know Paige's family isn't happy about it, but
I will look. I think this is. I don't think she's actually serious and actually proposing to him. I think this is just her taking advantage of, look, a bunch of people see us in the ring, see us around. There are people standing. I mean, it was very clearly after the show was almost over. People were crowding around the ring. with camera phones or whatever, and this was a candid moment. I think if you count the amount of times that they had public displays of affection in that video, it was a quite alarming ratio of kisses per minute. KPM, yeah. The KPM ratio was pretty high on that. So, yeah, you can very clearly tell that this is two people that are, madly in love or at least in lust with each other. And I think WWE should at least back off for the time being. She did have her neck surgery this week.
Yep.
Which the timetable, we're not really in that stage as to what the recovery point of is. There's been all open and online discussion of this is, classic. WWE has advised her not to. She decided to do it anyway to, relieve whatever suffering she has. It's brought up countless discussions over what doctors, the WWE employees or talent should listen to. Mm-hmm. I've always maintained the firm that they should be able to, because they are quote unquote independent contractors.
There's that discussion again.
They maintain the right to seek outside medical counsel, and especially a doctor operates outside of the WWE system is able to give them the most objective diagnosis of the medical problem. So this all could be solved if there was some sort of collective bargaining between WWE talent and management. But I think we're far beyond that stage, and there are people that even believe that is just an impossibility in the wrestling business with everyone's ego. This is yet again where the situation where the wrestling business could be better, but its internal politics cannibalizes it from ever truly having progress.
Yeah.
Anyway, onto a lighter note. James Ellsworth's T-shirt is the highest selling, or amongst the highest selling merchandise on WWE, and the James Ellsworth phenomenon continues. Look, he hasn't. This is very clearly somebody getting their 15 minutes of their cup of coffee in the big time. Hey, man, in the immortal words of Jim Ross, "Go on, son, make yourself famous." James Ellsworth is living...
The master of the no-chin music.
Exactly, the no-chin music. This is...
I love it.
Very clearly a guy just right place, right time.
It just somehow connects with the crowd. Like, you can't script someone connecting with the crowd. See Roman Reigns. But this guy, just a random jobber, comes on Monday Night Raw to get murdered by Braun Strowman, and then...
I think it was somebody that they had in the system, like they had their eye on. He might have gone to a few tryouts. He was on the radar. He was like, okay, bring your gear, kid. Always bring your gear.
Braun Strowman, and
any man with two hands has a fighting chance.
Yep.
That was his moment. Like, he's now 2016 Barry Horowitz.
Yes, to throw a hashtag Brittany Wonder throughout there, pin me, pay me. I mean, that's pretty much what these jobbers, like, what was the one on Raw this week? It was like 3 of the Mile High trio. I just love how Strowman just shuts the one right out of the ring. Like, they've done, this is why
And then he stacked the other two on top of each other and then pinned them. Technically, they pinned each other.
Pretty much, yeah. Just, again, just right place, right times. Okay, kid, bring your gear. You're going to get murdered by Braun Strowman. Just...
Go on, son, make yourself famous.
Yes.
And that's what James Ellsworth is doing. And now all these guys, they have something to hit. They said, hey, this guy got himself over. Okay, maybe I could get myself over too. And you got to hope you have something that connects with the crowd at that night and enough people see it. You're that guy.
Yep.
So I hope the James Ellsworth story goes on. I hope we get a James Ellsworth appearance in the Royal Rumble.
I was going to say that too. I hope
of the Royal Rumble, and I know we didn't talk about this in the show rundown, but Uncle Alan with the good hair has been teasing us unfairly. So, by the way, Uncle Alan, and I got my eye on you. 2 eyes, as often as I could spare them. He mentioned it was Sports Illustrated's wrestling column that they do, or it was an online thing, I think he said, floated the possibility of at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio this January 2017, AJ Styles versus the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. You shut the hell up, AJ. That is not funny. Do not toy with our emotions like that.
Yeah, look, he's taking pages from fan. I get it, but dude,
stop it.
The fact that I have that image on this background on my phone right now, and I don't know why, but
stop it. Just stop it, because I want to go to San Antonio to see this, or I want to go to San Antonio anyway. But if this becomes the main event for that, I owe it to myself, because I kicked myself in the ass for not going to WrestleMania in Phoenix when it was his retirement. If this is true, and we saw it happen a little bit before we go into the TNA stuff, I don't know if I owe it to myself one more time to watch someone who I firmly believe, and I will argue with it until there is some reasonable evidence to prove me otherwise. Shawn Michaels is the greatest all-around performer in wrestling history. And you can't, it's like watching Babe Ruth play another game. Like you don't miss that opportunity if you have a chance to do it. And I would gladly jump at that chance.
Yeah.
But that being said, I don't think it's going to happen. I think this is just the media taking something and then wrestlers being wrestlers, knowing how to work the fan, knowing how to get people talking and the media talking. So, I don't think this is any sort of grounding in truth or any. I don't think Shawn Michaels is in good enough shape. I don't know if you've really seen him recently. He's not looking in like peak physical condition as he was when he left. Not saying that he couldn't get there, but I think that would take a big stretch. And I just don't think Shawn is mentally at that point where he wants to go through something like that. I think he's so far beyond wrestling, like the performance aspect of wrestling, that it's just, there's nothing left for him to really do. I think technically that bit that they did at WrestleMania this year was kind of his swan song. Because again, Dallas, Texas, 100,000 people. That I think will probably be the last time we'll see Shawn Michaels in wrestling gear doing wrestling things in a wrestling ring.
Yep.
That being said, fuck me though. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, AJ. Jesus Christ. Like, we're just like set the internet on fire. So I mentioned it before in this. We saw the return of Goldberg this Monday to Raw.
Yep.
I'm gonna come out and say this before. I don't think there's any secret. If you've listened to the 98 episodes of this program that we've done before, at some point I'm sure I've mentioned my contempt, disdain, at times complete hatred toward Goldberg. Look, it has nothing to do with the man personally. He was never a wrestling guy. This was like very clearly somebody who did the job for a paycheck and nothing more. And no love or appreciation for the business performance, anything like that. Maybe the competition aspect, maybe because he was a former NFL player, but him, it was just a paycheck, a way to earn money. The only way he got into the wrestling business was because he lived in Atlanta and WCW was in Atlanta, and they probably went to the same gym as some of these guys. That being said, he got one of the best pushes, had a multi-million-dollar corporation behind him, and they still weren't able, and it still wasn't enough to save that company from going out of business. And then he came to the
the whole thing with WCW going up is a lot of backstage bullshit. The Time Warner AOL merger.
It would even if the Time Warner AOL merger, I think it just would have been Goldberg wouldn't have been enough to save off what WWE was doing. It would have been WCW would have been a TNA.
It still would have been an eventuality.
Exactly. The ratings were getting to the point where nobody was watching. It was hemorrhaging money.
I mean,
even Ted Turner would have cut losses.
Yeah, that's a whole fucking, podcast in itself.
That being said, I don't know from where all this Goldberg nostalgia came from a lot of like the WWE fan base. Like I remember Goldberg's run in WWE. I wasn't even that impressed with it then. They did the best they could to try and...
Well, there were also some things that happened there. He should have won the title at SummerSlam. Thank you, Triple H, and your almighty shovel. It wasn't as good of a run as it could have been, but, that's...
No, they weren't going to ever give him the spotlight. It was more than just like, all right, I guess there's some people that want to do this. Because, again, they didn't bring him in immediately because, again, it was like you said, he had a contract with... being used to sign into another thing in Japan. No, do not allow. I gotta change my iPhone password. Yes, continue. Anyway. Yeah, he chose, instead of, trying to find a way out of his contract to WCW to go work, or taking taking a buyout from WWE or whatever, he still maintained to sit for the rest of his WCW contract and collect a paycheck until he needed a paycheck to go to until he needed a paycheck again, and then he went to the WWE. Like, to me, that was just showed to me that he didn't want to be in the wrestling business. He was essentially just doing it because what he could do to make money. And then as soon as other opportunities came up for him in other industry avenues, he took those avenues. But, 2K Games found a way, and they finally got him into their games after him not being in a wrestling game since, I can't even remember when the last time there was an official Goldberg character in a wrestling game.
Might have been one of the SmackDown vs. Raw games, maybe?
The last Here Comes the Pain, maybe?
He was in here, I think he was in one of them after that, because there was like might have been I would have to look. I think it might have been SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, maybe?
No, was he? Wasn't it like a DLC character or something like that?
I know 2011 had that story mode where there was like a WCW...
CW Rebellion?
Yeah.
Goldberg came back?
Alright, let's see.
I don't remember that part of the WCW thing. Anyway, he came back on Raw to much fanfare. I'm not going to lie, that entrance of him walking through the crowd was pretty dope. And everybody standing around him, that was kind of cool.
Big E face? I'm sorry,
Big E's face at the end of it. Big E's face was great, yes. He is your uncle and your daddy.
Okay, he was in WWE 2K14.
Was he? I didn't play 2K14. That was the one I did not play because that was the first of 2K's work with the license, and I just wasn't.
Yeah, SmackDown Here Comes the Pain would have been, let's see, WWE Raw 2, WrestleMania 19, then all the WCW gimmick games, so... Yeah, so WWE 2K14. Mm-hmm. Which I did get the collector's edition for that. I'm actually looking at my Undertaker fucking, tin right now.
That was when that was like that emerging...
It was like because it had that was the first one under the 2K license. In fact, I had a copy of WWE 13 with still under the THQ branding. So yeah, WWE 2K14 was the last time he was even in one of the games. But
look, he came out, he cut this promo.
I guess he had bullet points too. It wasn't the script.
He has bullet points. He talked what he wanted to talk. It was still like, same old tough guy shtick from Goldberg. Then there was a moment at the end where he said it was for the children, and he brought his own kid out, and he was literally just, shaking hands, kissing babies. And I can't hate the man for that. That was a touching moment.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're not next, you're last. I mean, I think this is like one of the last big, money kind of marquee matches they can really get at this point. I mean, outside of Kurt Angle coming back, which, again, 2K, might want to get a hold of Kurt there, guys. Or if Kurt's trying to get a hold of you or something, you might.
Yeah, if anybody can seem to get it done or bridge that gap, it seems to be 2K.
Yep. All right, so we've pretty much hit everything except for the big one.
So yeah, it came out. When did this start? When did this first start come out? Because this was the week when the shit started to hit the fan
for TNA.
Because the chickens were coming home to roost.
Yep.
Tax, not really evasion. Tax.
But they taxes.
Taxes, unpaid taxes.
Billy Corgan is suing them. There's like multiple
lawsuits upon lawsuits.
Yep. Including one for now recently for over $250,000 in unpaid travel fees for an American Express corporate card. It's
the shit on top of shit on top of shit on top of shit. And
also, I read something. I think Billy Corgan was also lied to about TNA's financial situation. You don't say.
Oh, this is gonna play into 2017. We haven't seen the end of this yet.
Oh hell no! I mean, and as great as Broken Matt Hardy is, they're gonna have the Halloween special. They're gonna film the shit at his compound, but it's literally the only bright spot in the company in as far as the backstage behind the scenes.
I think Matt Hardy, if we're comparing it to the Titanic, Matt Hardy is the guy is the band playing as the ship's sinking. As everyone's trying to scurry off the ship, because I'm sure that's probably what's happening on some levels, or people are like waiting to that. Matt Hardy is the band playing his violin and piano as the ship is slowly sinking. Yeah, this is gonna get weird with a capital W, because now there is a new player in the game, the Fight Network. It was reported on Wrestling Observer Radio that Fight Network is emerging as a big proponent in the TNA sale or negotiations, and wants to freeze out Billy Corgan entirely and install Dixie Carter as chief of TNA.
Fuck!
For the Fight Network and everything else like that. So, I mean, it means that a strong possibility at this point in time. Excuse me, didn't hit the mute button in time. That it remains at a point in time that the Fight Network could come in, buy out Billy Corgan, and keep Dixie Carter in charge of the company. That is a very strong possibility at this time.
Bitch has 9 lives. I mean, my God.
Again, the company that will not die. They maintain everything. They Fight Network will pay off all the debts, all the lawsuits, and all whatever. They'll own the company, and they'll keep Dixie in charge because they want it for their platform. Yep, that's where we're at right now with this. Like, this thing has gone complete 360. Like, not even in a 180. It's gone 360.
It's spinning round and round
and round. It's like it's a centrifuge. It's a centrifuge. It's gonna be ejecting particles out into the ether for a while now.
Yeah.
It's just absurd. Completely absurd. So, That's where we're at with that. I never thought we would see this possibility, but I don't think this is over with yet.
I don't think so either. It's just, I'm sorry, the idea of Dixie Carter staying in charge is like just done. Like, there's no hope for this company. I think it's like, why would you leave this woman in charge? Like, why?
Yeah, no.
How much money has she pissed away on bringing in the likes of Johnny Fairplay, Jenna Maraska, Hogan Bischoff, the Nasty? Years of...
It's just... I just when we thought we had some hope, like Billy Corgan might finally get his own wrestling company, then the lawsuit. Hey, now it's just it hurts my head. It actually hurts my head to fathom that's where we're at now with this. So yeah, man. I think we've pretty much covered everything, though. Anything else you want to hit?
I think we pretty much hit everything. You know, Paige Del Rio, Brie, Brian, the signings. You know, I did finish watching NXT from last week.
Oh, that's what we didn't talk, because we talked about other stuff. So one last kind of like tidbit side note that I think was fairly interesting. There was a report that came out that the original plan for TakeOver Toronto.
Oh, that's right.
What was Trish Stratus versus Asuka, and they were going to bring Trish Stratus back and have Asuka completely wipe the floor with her, like kill her practically,
basically,
in order to turn Asuka heel.
So you can get a much stronger babyface when, you know, when I think Ember Moon.
Ember Moon will be the babyface. Now, who remains to be seen if Mickie James will just, step in and be that same sacrificial lamb. I don't think Mickie James in Toronto has the same effect as Trish Stratus, though. They might want to rethink that stratagem and just try and have a good match. Because I think just people will be happy to see Asuka destroy Mickie James. And just be happy and be happy that, people are being fed to Asuka. Unless she, literally just starts inflicting what people would assume would be severe head trauma to Mickie James. I just don't think anything's going to quell that momentum. Because, if Asuka did that to Trish, yeah, absolutely, people are going to, turn on her. But
yeah,
anybody else, it's just kind of like they don't care. Bayley would have to come back to NXT, and then she'd have to do that to Bayley.
Yeah, I think Bayley.
She'd have to make that little girl cry again.
Asuka, brah, making kids cry, brah. God, that was so good though.
She's a unique woman, to say the least.
Yeah,
to say the least. So, Iron Sheik tweet of the week.
Iron Sheik tweet of the week.
Right here. All right. Theme song, go now.
Fuck him! I talked to him! I wanna know, are you the man or are you a fucking piece of shit? No good motherfucker! Fucking bullshit! Bullshit, Hulk Hogan! I'm the rare All-American gold medal.
We do have an Intelligent Jew update as well, as apart from this. Goldberg has been added to the list. Goldberg is now has been given Intelligent Jew status from Iron Sheik. Trying to find a good one. I didn't have one before that. My bad. So Iron Sheik giving us words of advice and wisdom. He gave this on a Tuesday. I think this just applies to general life. Wake up and don't be a fucking lazy jabroni. # Tuesday motivation. That, ladies and gentlemen, is your Iron Sheik tweet of the week.
Fucking bullshit!
Right.
Yeah.
So,
a wise man he is.
Yeah, wise man. There's also, I mean, should have done that too. Never mind. If you think you get anything without the hard work, training, and the practice, you are a dumb, low-life son of a bitch jabroni. Thursday thoughts. It was a pretty good one too. Oh well. Too late now. Cat is out of the bag. Nicholas, plugs and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I'm over on YouTube at the Gaming Pegasus 187, Twitter Gaming Pegasus 187, Facebook Nick Horaceck, /MMA Revolutions, the Facebook group. We are on iTunes. Go rate us, leave us a review, whatever, download us. Instagram, Xbox Live, Wii U, Pegasus 187. The Extreme Enigma over on the PSN Deal Network thing. I've been playing Overwatch and 2K17, and I went on kind of a spree when I got home from the bar Friday. I finally got my Bullet Club shirt, and then I got a couple of games because they're on sale on PSN. So I got like 4 or 5.
Bullet Club shirts are on sale on PSN?
No, I got games on PSN.
Oh,
because they were on sale like under $10. There's like RBI Baseball. There's like a Shadow Blade Reloaded. I got the Duke Nukem 3D deal. I got a shit ton of stuff to play.
That's a steal.
Yeah.
All right, so I am available at Brandon Allhope on the Twitter for your, whenever you want to tweet me, hate me, whatever. I'm available 24 hours a day usually, and twice on Sunday. False Finish Productions, that's my production company gimmick that I started with my friends. We're trying to do shit, yada, yada, yada. Like us on Facebook, Twitter, False Finish Productions. Some underscores in there on Instagram. Twitch too. You can follow me on Twitch. I play Twitch streams. Support independent wrestling. Go out there, because you never know. You might see the next James Ellsworth on your local. See, you get proof. Proof, people. Proof. You think I've just been saying this? James Ellsworth is living proof that you should go out and support independent wrestling, because you never know who you see. We literally are witnessing the meteoric rise of what somebody who could alter the wrestling history as we know it. Maybe not, but go out there and support independent wrestling. It's a fun, wholesome, and relatively affordable night of family entertainment. And I guarantee you, no matter where you are, it's available to you within relatively close proximity to your home and or place of business, wherever you choose, wherever you lay your head. So this concludes the 98th edition of Slamcast. Next week is Illustrious 99, and then follow that by the ultimate episode 100, which will be like part clip show, part just me talking to the random hosts that people have come along on the show, and then some news bits if anything else happens.
We got 2 weeks. We'll figure it out.
We got 2 weeks to figure it out, and getting everybody together. It might be like 4 different recording sessions, but it's what I do, man.
Just give me more shit to edit.
Yeah, exactly. So it's exactly. Give more work for you. Yeah, so for Nick Horaceck, for me, Brandon Liggan, I am saying go forth and spread beauty and light. Peace, love, and humpiness. My theme song. Let's go. Meow.